taking little tiny steps. I'm so small, I think I can fit under this table. Stay in there for a while,
I have to go by myself?
I'm making soup, all right? So go.
You're that model, Maya Avant.
Yeah. Are you here for the summit?
Vacation.
What I am about is making that bastard pay some kind of price.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, something that I have been speaking more openly about is that I do identify as queer. And it's something that isn't new to me and isn't new to anyone in my life. And the reason I'm choosing to speak about it more publicly is because of this very thing, because visibility is important.
What if the soap star who made history on daytime television was hiding two secrets about her personal life that would completely change how you see her? One involves her mysterious first marriage that almost nobody talks about. The other, a revelation she made just months ago that shocked even her most dedicated fans. But we'll get to those later. First, let's talk about the woman who broke every rule in daytime television. On August 27, 1981, in Squacahanna Depot, Pennsylvania, a future trailblazer was born. Karla Mosley grew up in Westchester County, New York, just a stone's throw from Broadway's bright lights. But nobody could have predicted that this young girl would one day become the voice for millions of people who had never seen themselves represented on screen. Her parents raised her in a performing family. At just 9 years old, Karla appeared in a production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. From that moment, the stage became her second home. She performed throughout high school, but her mother had one non-negotiable rule: no professional work until after college. In 2003, while still a student at New York University's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts, Karla landed an opportunity that would change everything. She joined the American version of the Australian children's show High Five, becoming the youngest member of the group. Her segment, called Body Move, taught kids about stretching, exercising, and dancing with infectious energy.
Step by step, now climbing down, 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 down we go.
But here's what most people don't know about her High Five days. Karla traveled back and forth to Australia for 4 years, filming in Sydney while somehow managing to finish her degree. She worked with the same 5 cast members for years, and they became so close that they still attend each other's weddings today.
We expected for it to be a success, but I think we're kind of blown away by the response.
That kind of loyalty, that's rare in Hollywood, and it would become Karla's signature trait throughout her career. After graduating with honors from NYU, Karla wasn't done studying. She went to France to train at the Roy Hart Vocal Institute, perfecting her already stunning voice. And that voice, it would take her places she never imagined. In 2007, Karla starred as Dina in the musical production of Dreamgirls at the Tuts Theater in Houston, Texas. She shared the stage with Jennifer Holliday. Her vocal range was so impressive that when she performed in the off-Broadway show Expatriate in 2008, Variety magazine called her voice a serious discovery and wrote that her pure high notes could descend to earthy growls in a flash. That same year, 2008, Karla made her move into daytime television. She joined Guiding Light.
Got a 38.
What? You got a 38? Oh my God!
As Christina Moore Boudreau. And this is where things get really interesting, because on that set, she met someone who would become her creative soulmate, Lawrence St. Victor.
I mean, I was joking before that Lawrence and I stay working because we show up on time and make things easy and come prepared. But honestly, it's true. I think so much of this business and just life is about showing up.
The chemistry between Karla and Lawrence was undeniable from day one. They played Remy and Christina Boudreau, and their on-screen romance translated into a real-life creative partnership that continues to this day. But Guiding Light was struggling. The show had been on the air since 1952, including its radio days, making it one of the longest-running dramas in broadcast history. By 2009, after 72 years, the show was canceled. Most actors would have been devastated, but not Karla and Lawrence. Instead, they created their own web series called Wedlocked. They wrote it, produced it, and starred in it together.
Oh, what's this?
Bank sent you a statement.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, there's an account with your name on it.
Just to know the value of such an easy creative collaboration. And and I've always remembered that because from the moment that we met on set, it was just like, we just built on each other. We have this sort of fire, and we it's a constant yes and, as they say.
I like that. Yes.
But before we get to what happened next, let's talk about Karla's personal life, because this is where the first secret comes in. Karla married NYC lawyer and civil rights attorney Jeremiah Fry-Pearson. They had met at summer camp and dated for over a decade before tying the knot in 2011.
I am getting married on September 12th of this year, which is, if you knew me, you would be applauding, because that's a really big deal.
He worked on the East Coast while Karla filmed in Los Angeles, so she split her time between both coasts. For years, they made the long-distance relationship work, but then something changed. By the mid-2010s, the marriage had quietly ended. Most media outlets barely mentioned it. There was no public drama, no tabloid headlines. Karla simply moved on. And by 2018, she was in a relationship with John Rogers, CEO of KALQL. On August 17th, 2018, at 12:29 a.m., Karla gave birth to her first child at home. She welcomed daughter Aurora Imani Rogers, who weighed 8 pounds 1 ounce. Karla had given birth in a pool of water in her own home. 3 years later, in July 2021, she and John welcomed their second daughter, Willa Josephine, also born at home in water. Karla later told People magazine about the power she discovered in becoming a mother. Once you go through that 2 times, you're like, oh, I have some strength I didn't know I had. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to 2013, because that's when Karla's career took a turn that would make television history. In 2013, Karla and Lawrence St. Victor both joined the cast of The Bold and the Beautiful.
You're that model, Maya Avant.
Yeah. Are you here for the summit?
Vacation.
They reunited on screen, and once again, they created a web series together called Room 8.
What are you doing here? I live here.
No, you don't. Yes, I do. This is my apartment.
But this time, CBS commissioned it. It was the first time a network soap had taken a character's story and turned it into a separate series for the internet. Karla played Maya Avant, an ex-con turned actress who became a model for Forrester Creations. She fell in love with Rick Forrester, played by Jacob Young. The relationship captivated viewers. Maya was beautiful, ambitious, and complicated. She quickly became a front-burner character. Then came March 2015. Maya's sister showed up with a secret that would change everything.
You're not my sister, Maya. You're not Maya at all.
Maya had been born Myron.
You're Myron. You're my brother.
She was a transgender woman, and The Bold and the Beautiful was about to make daytime television history.
It hits me suddenly how lucky I am to have found you and this life. I never wanted to end.
When executive producer Brad Bell approached Karla about the storyline, she almost said no.
And I was saying, I love my work, and I also love social justice work, and I'm struggling in this medium at this moment to find how those two are connecting, and that's always such an important thing. And then, God answered, and was about a month and a half later, it was like,
go. Hello.
Oh, you ready?
Right on time. God's right on time, always.
I mean,
yes.
Truly, it was like the answer to a prayer I didn't know I was saying aloud, but and so I was concerned about being a cis actor playing a trans role.
Yes.
Still something that I think about, but I also knew that they were going to tell this story with me or without me, and so
Why
I
not
would
be
rather
me?
it be with me because I knew that I would really research it.
Karla explained in interviews that as a cisgender woman, she felt it was inappropriate for her to play a transgender character. But in 2015, there weren't many openly transgender actors in Hollywood, especially not in daytime television. After much thought, Karla decided that if she turned down the role, the story might not be told at all.
This is the kind of opportunity that I've prayed for, to be able to make change in the world through my art in a big way.
So she said yes, with the understanding that she was holding space until the industry could do better.
I can't wait to share even more.
Wait, what? There's more?
Yes. Yes.
And the world watched. In 2015, Maya Avant married Rick Forrester, becoming the first transgender bride to be married on daytime television.
That's the second time you've mentioned that. Are you celebrating anything in particular?
The The storyline earned The Bold and the Beautiful 3 GLAAD Awards. Karla received a 2014 NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding Actress in a Daytime Drama Series. But playing Maya came with challenges Karla hadn't anticipated. The backlash from some viewers was intense. Others celebrated the representation. Karla handled it with grace, using her platform to educate and advocate. On June 6, 2016, Karla was given the honor of singing the national anthem at Dodger Stadium before a game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies. Her castmates from The Bold and the Beautiful attended, including Pearson Fody, Rain Edwards, and Darren Brooks. Her voice soared across the stadium, and the moment was so powerful that Brad Bell wrote it into Maya's storyline on the show. In September 2016, Maya got to sing the national anthem on B&B with Dodgers player Kiki Hernandez guest starring to make her dream come true. Karla's time on The Bold and the Beautiful lasted 6 years. In March 2019, she was taken off contract, but continued to appear on the show in a recurring capacity. By October 2020, she announced she was leaving for good. Years later, Karla reflected on that decision. She told People magazine, "At a certain point, it really became truly inappropriate for me to play that role. That's why I stepped away from it. So no, I will not be playing another trans role." But here's where it gets even more interesting, and this is the second secret I mentioned at the beginning. In March 2025, Karla publicly identified herself as queer.
And I will say, something that I have been speaking more openly about is that I do identify as queer.
The revelation came during an interview about her latest role. Karla explained that while she's not transgender, she does identify as queer, an umbrella term for people who don't identify as straight or gay, but fall somewhere else on the spectrum.
Now is because it feels, I would imagine that there are more people with my story, and that even though I am in a sort of heteronormative presenting relationship, there's more to who I am and there's more to my identity. And I've been thinking a lot about what it means to include that part of my identity into my life, even though it doesn't present that way. And it feels important to do that publicly, even though I'm someone who doesn't even celebrate birthdays, so there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to take up space in a certain way. And I don't want, but if it's something that will help other people to know that, that they're not alone, and that queerness and gender and, all of these containers show up in many different ways, then I'll talk about it,
It was a powerful moment of honesty from an actress who had spent years advocating for LGBTQ+ representation while keeping her own identity private.
40% of homeless youth identify as LGBTQ, which is disproportionate, in relation to the rest of the general population. And I think a lot of that has to do with lack of acceptance. So, parents kicking them out because they don't understand. And then even within the homeless youth community, it's hard for people for a lot of homeless youth to go to shelters, for instance, because it's like the same problems that we have in prison, which are you put with the gender that you identify as and define yourself as, or are you sometimes forced into other places? Do people refuse to call you by the name, your chosen name? So all of those things, it's a really nuanced, some nuanced issues that you might not think about unless you're working in the community.
Now, in 2025, Karla is making history again. On February 24th, 2025, CBS premiered Beyond the Gates, the first hour-long Black-led daytime soap opera in television history. It's also the first new daytime drama to premiere since Passions in 1999. Set in one of the most affluent African-American counties in the United States, just outside of Washington, D.C., the show centers on Dupree family, a powerful and prestigious multi-generational dynasty. Karla plays Danny Dupree, the youngest daughter of patriarch Vernon Dupree, played by legendary actor Clifton Davis, and matriarch Anita Dupree, played by Tamara Tooney.
It's a dream. Like, what more can I say? It's like waking up on Christmas Day and getting everything you wanted. It's giving history, it's giving culture and fun and drama and look, strength, and Danny is is growing me. You know, she is bold, and she is not afraid to speak her mind, and she loves fiercely and loudly. And I think that that's something that we all.
Dani is nothing like Maya. She's audacious, unpredictable, and fierce. When we first meet her, she's reeling from a devastating betrayal. Her ex-husband had an affair with her daughter's best friend, and Dani, she handles it by grabbing a golf club and clearing his desk in one of the most iconic scenes in recent soap history.
Annie would be the queen. She would be all the drama in a Real Housewives community. I mean, yes, if there were a Real Housewives in Fairmont Crest, Dani would be the queen bee.
Playing Dani has pushed Karla in ways she never expected. She told interviewers that she's always been a nice girl and a follower, but Dani is neither of those things. Sometimes the scripts give her anxiety because Dani does things Karla would never do, but that's what makes the role so exciting.
I, in life, am actually a very polite person. I'm a rule follower, and so to be able to hit things with golf clubs and be really mean to people, sometimes I read the scripts and they give me anxiety, but then when I do them, it feels so good.
Dani is bold, loud about what she wants, and unafraid to speak her mind.
I feel really proud of that. You know, I think even, you know, Bold and the Beautiful, they're moving studios, which has been in the plans. It's not like it's a new thing. CBS sold the building a long time ago. You know, from what I hear, there are new sets, you know, new things coming, new things coming down the pipeline, you know, so, and even just in the storylines and the hiring of, you know, some more diverse characters on the other shows, and giving more screen time to different kinds of stories. I think that that is partially due to the success of our show. And it's not that they haven't done that before, you know. I was on Bold and the Beautiful. I love that show, and I loved my storyline on that show. You know, just to realize that it's not a flash in the pan, it's not a gimmick, it's just that we all resonate to all of these different kinds of stories. Like, as we were saying in the beginning, it's not something that is ticking a box. It's actually filling a need that we all have to see all kinds of people on our screens.
The show has already been making waves. Bold and the Beautiful is moving studios for the first time in decades. Other daytime shows are hiring more diverse characters and giving more screen time to different kinds of stories. Karla believes Beyond the Gates is partially responsible for this shift. It's proving that audiences want to see all kinds of people and stories on their screens, not as a gimmick, but as a reflection of the world we actually live in.
The look of our show, we have new cameras and these amazing team, our Teresa Featherstone, who is doing our wardrobe, our Wankia, who's doing our hair, and Stevie Martin, who's doing our makeup. Like, these department heads are just putting so much. Even Vinny, who's doing our lighting. Like, you know, it's a Bruton who's building our sets. Like, I could just go on and on and on at the level of artistry. It's been really fun to work with people who have been working in this genre for many, many years, and then also people who are fresh to it, because they bring new perspective. They bring a freshness in a way of doing things in a different way, because you kind of get into a like, well, this is the way it's done, and have someone come in and go, but what if we did it this way? It means that it breathes some new energy and life into something that's been around for a long time.
The production quality of Beyond the Gates is stunning. They're using new cameras, the wardrobe is handled by Teresa Featherstone, hair by Wankia, makeup by Stevie Martin, and lighting by Vinny. Set designer Bruton is creating spaces that look more like primetime than daytime. The team combines veterans who have worked in the genre for decades with fresh talent bringing new perspectives. It's breathing new life into a format that people keep declaring dead.
It just felt a little different than coming,
It's like a pause.
being on Bold for 7 years and then taking such a break. I hadn't quite settled in the same way, you know? But yeah, it was definitely on my mind. It was like, okay, if this is the job that I choose to take next, am I being pigeonholed in some way? Is it, you know, all of that stuff? And it's just not true. It's just not. And we work so hard.
When asked if returning to daytime television after years away felt different, Karla admitted she had worried about being pigeonholed. Would playing another soap role limit her opportunities? But she realized those fears were unfounded. Daytime gives actors the freedom to explore characters through endless journeys and twists. And unlike many other genres, soap actors often get to do other projects while still maintaining their roles.
We work so hard, and like I said, the freedom that I feel is just making me fall in love with the genre in an even deeper way.
Working with Clifton Davis on Beyond the Gates has been particularly special for Karla. Davis, who wrote the Jackson 5's Never Can Say Goodbye, is a legend in the entertainment industry with nearly 60 years of experience. He's an actor, singer, songwriter, composer, and ordained minister. Playing father and daughter on screen has brought a gravitas to their scenes that viewers can feel. Beyond her acting work, Karla has always been deeply involved in philanthropy. She sits on the board of Covenant House, the largest privately funded agency in the Americas that provides shelter and services to homeless, runaways, and throwaway youth. She's a celebrity ambassador for the National Eating Disorders Association. After Hurricane Katrina in 2005, she organized a benefit concert with her High Five castmates to raise money for victims. In 2008, she co-produced and performed in Broadway for Obama during his first presidential campaign. In 2014, Karla published a book of micropoems titled Short Poems for a Long and Happy Life, a poem for every day of the year. She's also a founding member and philanthropic director of Ammunition Theater Company in Los Angeles, which is composed of working Hollywood actors committed to fostering new, diverse work. In August 2016, she and her business partner, Tina Wong, created One-to-One Productions, a film, TV, and digital production company whose mission is to champion women of color in front of and behind the camera.
At home, Karla is raising Aurora, now 7 years old, and Willa, now 4. She says as she had to guess, the younger one might follow in her performing footsteps because she has an uncanny ability to memorize song lyrics. The older one is creative, but doesn't like being in the spotlight. Karla finds it fascinating to watch them be on their own paths, arriving as exactly who they are. Her partner, John Rogers, has been her rock through it all. In December 2024, on his birthday and their anniversary, Karla wrote on Instagram, "Cheers to you, all the versions of you. We absolutely adore you, and we believe in you and everything you do to make this world a better place." Throughout her career, Karla has appeared in Heart of Dixie, Law & Order: Criminal Intent, Gossip Girl, Battle Creek, and the Coen brothers film Burn After Reading. She briefly filled in on The Young and the Restless in April 2021 when she played Amanda Sinclair as a short-term substitute for Michelle Morgan. She appeared on The Price is Right as a model in November 2014. Her resume is diverse, impressive, and constantly growing. As of 2025, Karla Mosley's net worth is estimated to be around $5 million. Not bad for a girl from Westchester who just wanted to perform. Currently, you can catch Karla as Danny Dupree on Beyond the Gates.
Expect me to live down the way from my cheating ex-husband and his piece of trash new wife?
Airing weekdays on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. The show is breaking ground, breaking records, and breaking expectations. At 43 years old, Karla is in the prime of her career, taking on roles that challenge her, stories that matter, and projects that push the industry forward. She's come a long way from that 9-year-old in Snow White. From High Five,
Today I can say the sun is shining and I'm okay.
to Guiding Light,
Test results. Oh, sorry. You do it. I can't.
to The Bold and the Beautiful,
No, you just made one of my dreams come true. I owe you.
to Beyond the Gates.
You have a hell of a lot of nerve. Getting married at the country club is disrespectful enough.
Karla Mosley has consistently chosen roles that mean something. She's made history multiple times. She's advocated for communities that needed a voice. And she's done it all while maintaining the kindness and loyalty that her friends and castmates consistently praise. So the next time you see Danny Dupree wielding that golf club on Beyond the Gates,
Well, let me be the first to give you a housewarming present.
remember you're watching an actress who has broken barriers, shattered stereotypes, and continues to redefine what's possible in daytime television. Karla Mosley isn't just acting, she's making history, one scene at a time. And as for those 2 secrets we mentioned at the beginning, well, now you know. Her first marriage to Jeremiah Fry Pearson quietly ended, and she rebuilt her life with John Rogers and their 2 daughters. And just months ago, she came out as queer, adding another layer to her already complex life.